James, what do you think? What do you think about things here with Carmelo now on your roster?
It's great. Obviously what Melo brings to the table, he brings that vet leadership, added to the guys that we already had, and this ability to score, which we'll make sure we do. He's make sure we put him in his positions and give him opportunities to where he can get going, and that's what we're about.
You're always trying to add things to your game, get better every year. You're the MVP. What do you do now to be even better?
Gotta take it to another level. Every single year I gotta improve and make sure that I'm a leader and my game speaks for itself.
How important was the Bahamas stuff?
It was great, man. You get an opportunity for the guys, James, Ennis, and Melo, and all the other guys to see what we're about, get a feel for the culture that we've established these last few years, and kind of bring that great work ethic and great smiles every single day.
When you and Carmelo are on the court together, how do you expect defenses to change when there's two scorers like you two out there?
Yeah, we got to figure it out. We don't know yet. Once I get on the court and I figure out how they playing us, then we'll talk about it and we'll attack it from there. But that's one of the great things about what we have in this locker room and the coaching staff. We're always in full communication to where if we see something that we might get attacked, we'll all be on the same page and we'll all see it.
Does the idea of that, some of the pressure being taken off you, does that excite you? I mean, you got some of it taken off with Chris last year.
I got a lot of guys that take the pressure off me. Obviously, Chris and Eric, but then you have Melo, and obviously we all know what Melo can do once he gets going, especially if he's put in his right positions. But there's gonna be a lot of opportunities for him, catch and shoot opportunities, where a lot of open shots where he probably hasn't had in a long time that he got to get comfortable with, and I know he will.
For this team to take those last steps, win a championship, do you just need to get luckier and stay healthy, or does this team have to get better? And if it's
Both.
better, how do you get better?
Both. I think getting better, first individually, and then as a collective unit. I think just last year, it's our first, Chris's first year, PJ's first year, but throughout the course of the year, we were trying to figure out different defenses that we're going to do, and still trying to figure out how to get guys shots and things like that. But now we're good. Like, we know what we're doing defensively and offensively, and we just got to execute. And then, you act a guy like Melo in, he's going to fit in. It's going to be a breeze for him.
James, Melo has had some trouble fitting in other places and hasn't had the success he's used to maybe in the past couple of years. Yeah. What gives you confidence that he will be successful here and he will fit in here?
Playing alongside me and Chris.
Do you feel like he has something to prove, or he feels like he has something to prove right now?
We all do. We all do. We all got one goal, man. And you can keep hearing the same story over and over, and so I'm not here no more. We got to win a chip. And so we all got the same goal, and we kind of know what it takes to kind of almost get there, but we haven't got there yet. So that's more motivation, that's more drive for all of us.
You talked about bringing in guys like PJ and Chris last year. How does that experience bringing in new guys sort of carry over this year with all the new guys coming in? How does that?
It makes it easier. Yeah, it makes the transition easier. It makes, obviously, Adam James and Melo and Brandon Knight and Marquise Chris, guys that are coming from not winning these last few years, kind of know what our culture is about, and obviously the coaching staff does an unbelievable job of creating that culture. But there's no we're not having a meeting on defining guys' roles and what are your roles. Like, everyone knows what their role is, and if you play your role to the best of your ability every single night, great things will happen for you and great things will happen for the team. And that's the great feeling about it, that we don't have to explain that.
James, Tillman was saying that the expectation, because you guys did so well last year, Western Conference, at least Western Conference Finals, better. For you, is it, championship or nothing? Are you in that mindset?
Yeah, when you make it to the Western Conference Finals, all you hear is, you guys had a great season. You guys will be good next year. Like, you hear that all summer, and I'm tired of hearing it.
James, anybody who was around this team last year recognizes that camaraderie was a very strong suit of this team. How do you recapture that?
It's easy.
Changes.
It's easy. I think we bring that out of each other. Like, we don't have many, like, all of us are together, we hang out. So that kind of, it comes out naturally, you know, and then obviously Melo fits right in, James fits right in, Marquise, Brandon, like, that it's gonna happen naturally, and that's the one thing that we're not worried about. Like, and one thing about this team as well, when guys aren't working hard, which is rare, you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb, and so we don't have to worry about those problems.
You do feel like that Melo fits right into this group, despite the fact he's a veteran, he's been around for a long time. He's just gonna blend right in with the rest of the team.
Yeah, he's 15. He's like a little kid again. Like, he's happy, he's smiling, he's running around, and we got that same feeling from Chris last year. Like, you talk about, I've never been in a situation like this. And from the organization, how they make you feel good, everything's is right in front of you, and obviously the players that you have around you. So when you're on the court, it makes the game a lot easier.
Dave, you talked about fit. Why is Mike D'Antoni such a great fit here with you and you with him?
Because he lets me do what I want. No, I'm just joking. Mike is a genius, man. He's one of the coolest guys I've ever met in my life. Like, he knows basketball. He knows what he's talking about, and he like never yells. He's just so cool. Like, so you want to like make him happy. You want to go run through a wall for him, you know, because he's a genius, and he loves the game. And so one thing that I've learned from him, he's a great communicator. Like, not to me or not to Chris. I'm talking about the entire roster. And when you got a coach like that communicates from player 1 to 15, it's like it's one of the best feelings.
James, Les always ran things at a very high level. He ran a good organization, had expectations, but since Tillman took over, you know, things have changed. I mean, you have the media day here, you have Rolls Royces in the lobby.
That's player. That's real player.
And the NBA is such a star-driven league. Players, super teams, all these things. I would imagine this doesn't hurt in this world what you guys want, where he's running things pretty much as high of a level as possible.
As possible is right. Tillman's gonna do whatever he wants, man. He deserves it. You know, he's obviously he spent the money, but the way his interaction has been this past year, and the way he's around, and the way he's allowing us to feel his energy, that's rubbing off on us. You know, so he's able to do things like this, at his hotel or whatnot. But for us, myself and Chris and we're not really that flashy. So our owner shows the flash for us. It's not a bad thing.
We kind of alluded to this earlier. So let's talk about losing Trevor and Luke, but the bench seems like it's incrementally better, deeper, and has more experience. Can you just kind of relate to the additions that were made and how much better it is to have a deep bench?
Yeah, obviously Trev and Luke were huge pieces of what we did last year. Obviously Trev has been here, was been with me for a few years. Definitely going to miss him. But the pieces that we added, of course, we added a lot more depth. And I think as you look throughout the course of the season, you're going to need depth. You're going to need guys that fill in roles and come in and give you good minutes and even for the playoffs as well. And so when coach look at that roster and he looks down the line and he feels comfortable with 10, 11, 12 guys that can come in and contribute at any point in the game, I think that's more valuable than having 6 or 7 guys like we kind of fell off and had towards the end of the season. So it's more comfortable.
James, you talked about how you're not going to have meetings about here's what your role is with everybody in the locker room. But Melo within the last year mentioned he never really got comfortable with his role in Oklahoma City. Have you had talks, maybe you, him, and Chris?
All the time.
And what have those been like? Kind of what do you envision his fit here being?
Even just during the Bahamas, we had a trip in the Bahamas where all of us were out there and we ran our offense and ran our sets, and I mean he was in positions to where he was scoring and looked comfortable and I mean I know what he brings to the table, so I'm not out here just running around. Like for me and for myself, I know how effective he can be, and so I want to put him in the best positions he can be effective in, and Chris feels the same way. And so when you got 2 guys like that are consistently thinking about putting each guy in their position, everybody's going to eat.
James, we've talked about this position in Melo's, and it wasn't that long ago that you were the focal point of an offense for a long stretch of time, and now you got 2 future Hall of Famers next to you. So how does your experience in dealing with that sort of change in role help in that relationship with Melo?
My role never changes. I'll go out there and and be aggressive and be a playmaker and try to get guys involved and do what I've been doing. You had Chris, you had Melo. We're all going to figure it out, and we're all going to eat, and we're all going to look good, we're going to be smiling, and that's what it is. We're going to rack up a lot of wins. So, obviously, things aren't going to be perfect throughout the course of the season, but that's where you got communication. That's where you got those dog days where you just continue to push through it and figure it out, and that's what it is. And we'll be talking about this in June.
You talked about what winning an MVP would mean to you, and the night you won it, you talked about what it meant then. Since then, has your life changed? What effect has being an MVP?
Nah, I'm still a rock star. Nah, it hasn't changed though. I mean, just it honestly, it probably motivated me more to want to go out there and be better than I was last year. So nothing's changed. Obviously, winning a championship is the goal. MVP is great, great individual accomplishment, but now we're going for a back-to-back in the championship.
James, you were at the Texans game yesterday. Do you even like that football?
Yeah, I like football. I'm not like a diehard.
A little uncomfortable on the sideline.
Those guys is big with pads on, man. I'm kind of scared of them. No, I'm not a diehard football fan, but I watch it. I watch it.
James, this is your.
You know, talked about. Go ahead. It's fine. Okay. Gerald, who we know gets very excited. He talked about just the excitement of this team and the level of competition. You guys were at the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Like, these guys can play.
Yeah, and even like our younger guys are very competitive. Like they made it difficult for us. They made it tough for us. We played like 12-minute quarters, and they're like right there, you know. And they competed. They didn't talk back. They were just out there just playing their butts off. And you can just tell the culture, like I emphasized, the culture that we built. You got young guys that just want to go out there and compete and try to make a name for themselves. It pushed us to a limit that, you know, obviously we hadn't been pushed all summer, but it was a great feeling to have from top to bottom. You got guys that compete and then that are very talented as well.
James, this is your.
You checked about every box there is to check, except winning a championship. How much you've driven by checking that box off?
That's the goal.
James, it's your 7th year here, and before you got here, franchise hadn't made the playoffs in a few years. Now it's every year in the playoffs, championship hopes. What's it been like to see just the transformation of this organization?
I mean, I don't know what it was like before I got here, but I know just the years that I've been here, it's been great. Every year, I mean, not every year, but there's probably maybe 1 or 2 years where it was a blur, like a blah year. We still made the playoffs, but it wasn't fun. But these last three years, it's been like a blast. Like I feel like a little kid at the candy store, and from the coaches to the players to the front office, how hard they're working. You know, I'm just excited. I just want to thank God for real. From Oklahoma City to here, it's a dream come true.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.